Everyone. Welcome to the guided meditation session of Vivekananda Samiti under guidance of Swami Atmashraddhananda Maharaj. Initially, we'll have chantings followed by reading from complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Then we'll have guided meditation session. And in the end, we'll have question answer session. Maharaj, you can start.
Right. Thank you, Ankush. And greetings to everyone for our weekly session on meditation. Unlike other days, today I am not in Kanpur. I am in our ashram at Mumbai, where we have a retreat, a spiritual retreat today and a annual lecture tomorrow. So which means 2-3 of us monks will be speaking. That's how I came here yesterday. Bombay ashram is a very old ashram. It's nearing 100 years now. Those of you who visit Bombay can visit this ashram also. It's in Khar West, near SV Road. By the way, those who are acquainted with Bombay, SV Road is very well known. But SV Road, many don't know, stands for Swami Vivekananda Road. Well, that's fine. So let's begin with our chanting. We will have the Sanskrit chanting, then I will read, and then we'll have our session. So let's close our eyes and try to focus on the sound of this chanting. Of course, this meaning is obviously Shanti and prayer for peace, prayer for strength, for knowledge, prayer for right guidance from a divine source. So let me begin. Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshaviryajatraha Sthirairangai Sushtuvagam Sastanuhihi Vyashema Devahitanyadayuhu Swasti na Indro Dashavaha Swasti na Usha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastaksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatiradadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. We shall now read from Swami Vivekananda's teachings. For about 5-10 minutes, we shall spend time in contemplating over the deep thoughts that we find in Swami Vivekananda's works. I'm not reading from the book Inspired Talk today, as we generally do, but today I'm reading from a collection of Swamiji's teachings on Sri Ramakrishna. Swami Vivekananda says, "My master's message to mankind is, be spiritual and realize truth for yourself. He would have you give up for the sake of your fellow beings. He would have you cease talking about love for your brothers and set to work to prove your words. The time has come for renunciation, for realization, and then you will see the harmony in all the religions of the world. You will know that there is no need of any quarrel, and then only will you be ready to help humanity. To proclaim and make clear the fundamental unity underlying all religions was the mission of my master. Other teachers have taught special religions which bear their names. But this great teacher of the 19th century made no claim for himself. He left every religion undisturbed because he had realized that in reality they are all part and parcel of the one eternal religion. He used to say, suppose there is a thief in a room, and somehow he comes to know there's a vast mass of gold in the next room, and there is only a thin partition between the rooms. What would be the condition of that thief? He would be sleepless. He would not be able to eat or do anything. His whole mind would be on getting that gold. Do you mean to say that if all these people really believed that the mine of happiness, of blessedness, of glory were there, they would act as they do in the world without trying to get God? Ekanishtha, or devotion to one ideal, is absolutely necessary for the beginner in the practice of religious devotion. The growing plant must be hedged around to protect it until it has grown into a tree. The tender plant of spirituality will die if exposed too early to the action of a constant change of ideas and ideals. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, the pearl oyster leaves its bed at the bottom of the sea and comes up to the surface to catch the rainwater when the star Swati is in the ascendant. It floats about on the surface of the sea with its shell wide open until it has succeeded in catching a drop of the rainwater, and then it dives deep down to its seabed and there rests until it has succeeded in fashioning a beautiful pearl out of the raindrop. This, indeed, is the most poetical and forcible way in which the theory of Ishtanishtha has ever been put. Bhagavan Ramakrishna used to tell a story of some men who went into a mango orchard and busied themselves in counting the leaves, the twigs, and the branches, examining their color, comparing their size, and noting down everything most carefully, and then got up a learned discussion on each of these topics, which were undoubtedly highly interesting to them. But one of them, more sensible than the others, did not care for all these things and instead, therefore, thereof began to eat the mango fruit. And was he not wise? So leave this counting of leaves and twigs and note-taking to others. This kind of work has its proper place, but not here in the spiritual domain. You never see a strong spiritual man among these leaf counters. I know one, that is Ramakrishna, whom the world used to call man, and this was his reply. My friends, this whole world is a lunatic asylum. Some are mad after worldly love, some after name, some after fame, some after money, some after salvation and going to heaven. In this big lunatic asylum, I am also mad. I am mad after God. If you are mad after money, I am mad after God. You are mad, and so am I. I think my madness is, after all, the best. So these 4 passages from Swamiji's teachings we have read. Let me very briefly explain in my limited understanding as to what Swami is saying here. In the first paragraph, the famous quote of Swamiji. He says, be spiritual and realize the truth for yourself. Which means the purpose of religion is not going to temple or rituals or reading books or writing books or giving lectures. They all have got a place in some larger scheme of religion in society. But the real purpose of religion is not this. The real purpose of religion is that you must practice it. You must become a practitioner of spirituality, which means try to purify the mind. Now, how do you purify the mind? Check your behavior, which means examine your behavior. Examine your attitudes again and again. Examine, am I doing it to the right attitude, or do I need to change? I need to refine my attitude. As we check ourselves, as we examine, as we go on disciplining ourselves, we discover how much change we require to do in ourselves. We may be very selfish. We may be very, self-glorified. The purpose may be money, our purpose may be lust, our purpose may be fame or power. So we must check, what do we want? Are we doing actions in this world as a means for inner purification? What is our purpose in life? What is the purpose for which we are doing all this? That is one thing. Secondly, along with this, we must, along with the examination, we must also try to meditate and become one with the idea of our meditation on something higher, some higher quality. You can think of peace, go on thinking of peace again and again. You can think of purity. You can go on thinking of purity of a child. Keep reminding yourself, or the purity of a little girl, little boy. Think of it, or somebody, whatever you can conceive of. Or you can think of unselfishness, total unselfishness of some person. So these qualities we must meditate on and try to cultivate them. Don't run after quick results, nor run after these miracles in religion which are already there, but we need not pay attention to them. Our purpose should be building up of a pure character, pure personality. That is the way to spirituality. So Swamiji says that Sri Ramakrishna taught this. He said, if you are, the time has come for renunciation. Renunciation means giving up of the lower things, of ego, of lust, of greed, of jealousy, and therefore for realization, which means for experiencing the reality of our own being. And then you will see the harmony in all religions of the world, not before that. Harmony of religions cannot be just taught like, all religions are same. No. Theologically, there are a lot of differences. The idea of, let's say, God in one religion may be different from idea of God in another religion. So that is at the theological level, theoretical level, at argumentative level. But there is a spiritual level, which means we are seeking some divine power. We call him by God, we call him by Bhagwan, or any other name we think is conveying our idea. Sometimes no, nothing else. We simply can say Om. That's it. Om says this. So that eternal being, whichever religion I am born in, if I give up the theological side, if I give up the external things, then I go to the core of religion. This is what Swamiji is saying. So they are all part and parcel of one eternal religion. Second thing, Swamiji refers to a teaching of Sri Ramakrishna that you must become like a thief. Now, the idea of being thief is that something that we intensely want. That's the meaning of being thief. A thief wants to somehow get money or some property or something at any cost, right way or wrong way, generally wrong way. That is a thief. So suppose you have that hunger, and you say hunger for what? Hunger for God. Swamiji calls him as the mine of happiness, Ananda Swarupa, of blessedness, Shivam, and glory, greatness. First of all, our idea of God. So if you have this idea of God, that He is the very source, Satchidananda as we call Him, Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, Ananda is bliss. So if there is Satchidananda, there is an existence which never dies. So all our physical existence will die. So whatever be our health and whatever be our thing, one day we will die. So this is called limited existence. Can we think of a being which is unlimited, unborn, therefore undying? That's the idea of God. Similarly, which is full of consciousness, which means knowledge. There is nothing hidden from it. There is nothing which we say that the idea of God, that it lacks something. No, everything is present in it. So the past knowledge, which most of us, we do not know that. Or the future knowledge, we have no idea. We don't know what discoveries are pending in science or in new ideas, etc. But all that past, present, future, all the knowledge is present in God. So the sum total of all knowledge, it's called Sat Chit and Ananda, bliss, lower type of bliss. Let's say a person drinks, smokes, and lives a impure life. Even that kind of lower happiness or a higher happiness like culture, like intellectual discussions, like doing some good work to others, or the bliss of the meditation. All that sum total of all happiness is called God. So if a person really thinks like that, do you think he will be not wanting to attain God? He will definitely be. Grihita iva kesheshu. In Sanskrit, it says it's just like you are being taken by your hair. Catching somebody's hair means he becomes helpless. Somebody has a hair, catch him, and he cannot move his head. So same way, a person has, like that thief. So thief is having one wall in between. What is that wall? Wall of impurity, wall of ignorance. And just beyond that is that gold, that mine of gold. He cannot sleep. He'll be restless. The same way, so all these people who talk about God in the world, most of us don't believe in what we are talking. If you believe in what we are talking, we'll be doing sadhana. We'll be struggling for it. People don't want to talk about. They just only impress others with their talking and give, write a book or preach it. And in their personal life, they have a different philosophy. That is the tragic part of it. Now, the third passage, Swamiji says that the Ekanishtha, that is Nishtha to one idea. That is very important. So people say, oh, I'll believe in all religions. Say, so I will take bit from all things and I'll make my own khichdi and eat. No. Swamiji says you must have Ekanishtha. If you are a Hindu, remain a Hindu. If you are a Muslim, go to the spiritual part of Islam and follow it. And if you are a Christian, follow the Christian part. But Ekanishtha. Through that, right? Swamiji says the growing plant must be hedged around to protect it until it has grown into a tree. Otherwise, what will happen? The tender plant of spirituality will die if exposed too early to the action of constant change of ideas and ideals. So constantly he is reading and examining, and he is not having a perspective in life. Constantly new ideas he's taking and changing the old ones. then he'll not be able to grow spiritually. He maybe become a good speaker. He has gained a lot of ideas. But that's not spirituality. So hold on to one. And then he offers the idea of pearl oyster. Oyster will be there. Hindi में सीप कहते हैं ना उसको. सीप में एक थोड़ा सा बूंद पानी डालेगा, and that will become a pearl in due course. So that is a Swati nakshatra if it is there. So many nakshatras will be coming in Jyotish, it is mentioned. So there is a Swati nakshatra. In that Swati nakshatra, if this seep, this polyester opens, there's a belief, and one drop of rain falls into his mouth, then it will close the mouth. And that inside some reactions, some chemical reaction will be there, it will become slowly into a pearl, moti ban jayega. Same way, you get the spiritual mantra or spiritual instruction and try to cultivate like in Swati. In the last one, this mango orchard example. When we go to mango orchard, let us eat mango and not be busy with counting of leaves and mangoes. Similarly, when we go to scriptures, don't go into only getting into what happened, when, who published it, all it's the academic side of it, the intellectual side of it. Swamiji says, this work has its proper place, but not here in the spiritual domain. So in spiritual domain, you have to take the mango, take the butter, leave the buttermilk to others. All these details are like buttermilk. So you will never see a strong spiritual man among these leaf counters. So if you have to become mango eaters and not leaf counters, we have to pay attention to the mango, which means have shraddha and have tremendous faith in these ideals. And finally, he says, everybody in this world is mad, and I am mad after God. That's all. There is only difference. Sri Ramakrishna says this. Everybody wants something, money. Generally, people want money and fame and power. That's it. These things is what they think is the goal of life. But there'll be some people who are not interested because they know this money, power, and fame, they are limited. You can't remain famous forever. You may be famous for quite some time, but then there'll be somebody else who will become more famous. They're so competitive. So also power, so also money. And moreover, we'll be having all these in a best of their proportion also, one day we have to die. So we don't carry these things with us. We don't carry our power or money with us. Fame will last a little more, but that also will die. Who remembers the famous kings of 100 years back or 50 years back? So what we are seeking is not these things, but the eternal one, by which we will become eternally fulfilled. That is the idea of spirituality here. So this is our reading for today. Now let's sit and try to gather our thoughts and try to meditate. So if anyone has a question, please make a note of it. At the end of the meditation session, we will have that. We'll take up our discussion. So kindly keep your eyes closed now. Let us, next 20 minutes or so, we shall try to gather our thoughts. Close your eyes, keep your head straight, keep your neck straight, your back straight. Don't be slouching. Now, as we sit for meditation, let us do it with a positive approach. Let us have faith in our capacity to meditate. Don't think of your past efforts when you might find the mind very restless and you could not meditate. No, we can meditate. We can calm the mind. We are doing something very sacred, very wonderful, very helpful. Have faith in meditation itself. So have faith in your capacity, faith in meditation, faith in its benefits. Begin with this attitude. As we sit with closed eyes, without movement, with positive ideas, positive feeling, let us pray, let us feel, let us wish that may all beings be peaceful. May all our friends, all our acquaintances be peaceful. May all our relatives, parents, brothers, sisters, may all be peaceful. And all those whom we do not know, countless human beings whom we do not know, may they be peaceful. May there be peace, there may be dharma, may love, compassion, unselfishness, and strength of mind, and a positive approach to mind and to life, may it be everywhere. May no one suffer. May no one suffer pain or disease. And even if disease comes, may we all recover from it. May we be healthy. May our pain leads us to more wiser understanding of life. Let us not be negative, let's be positive. Let all people be positive. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Let us feel that we are here with a very respectful attitude. We bow down to God, Supreme Power, call Him as Father or Mother, brother or sister, whichever way. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva. May that being their various forms. May the blessings, the grace of that being be upon us. We bow down to all masters of meditation. May their insight, may their blessings help us out in meditating. May their love and grace be showered upon all of us. Keep your mind in the present moment. Misery or pain, your struggles, no use. We have learned our lessons. Let us bring our mind to the present. Past events are only existing in our mind, not now in the present time. They are over. They only have our subjective reality. The future events are yet to happen. Let us not be worried about them. Let us not rush into and try to set right our future. Let us set right our present time, present moment. To be in the present moment is to be happy, is to be peaceful, is to be still. No worries, no regrets. No rushing around, not trying to finish things, nor thinking of any frustration, why this happened or why it did not happen. Let us be free, let us be relaxed in the present moment. We are here in the present moment. This is our human body. We are humans. We have our first home called our body. We are thankful that we have this human body, irrespective of our age and body characteristics, our health. We are thankful for that we are humans. We are alive. We have sufficient culture and sufficient education. We have sufficient means, which are not there for many, many people. Think of your blessings in life. Don't be thinking of your losses. This is our human body. Feel the whole body, like a body scan. Both the feet, think of the fingers or the toes, the sole of the feet, the ankle, the calf muscles, knee joint, thighs, the hip joint. All these are important. All these are sacred. The spine, the bottom of the spine, the tail end, till the top of this spine, shoulder, chest, the lungs. Think of the lungs. They are constantly heaving up and down. In every light moment, it's happening. Think of the digestive system, which is what keeps the body energetic by consuming food. Think of both the hands, the fingers, the thumb, the palm. We can hold something through our thumbs and fingers. How blessed we are compared to other living beings. We have hands, both the arms, the elbows, the shoulder joints, the neck keeps the head straight. The head, the forehead, eyes, eyebrows, the earlobes, nostrils, cheeks, chin, mouth, everything made by a divine being. Feel the energy within the body, the prana. Feel the prana through the nostrils. How we breathe in, it enters into the lungs through the windpipe. It goes to the navel and returns. Feel that. Likewise, within this prana, further go and feel your mind. Say, this is my mental universe. There is intelligence, which is a very small part actually. Then there are emotions, our past impressions, the sanskaras, our desires. Like an exhibition before us. Feel all this like an exhibition or like a nataka, like a play. You are separate from the play. Let's feel that as if we are the witness. We are spectators. Hum darshak ban gaye to our own body and mind. To our own life. To our own thoughts. Don't react to that. Don't analyze. Don't make an opinion. This was good or this was bad. Let us be non-judgmental spectators. And now let us try to go deeper and discover a still, a calm center within. Let us visualize that in the center of the chest, there is a calm place which cannot be invaded by any thought, any restlessness, any worry, any regret. Think of that secure, calm place within. That's the divine center within us. Think of any object to meditate, the form of any Devi or Devata whom you are devoted to, or the flame of a burning candle, representing your own divine nature. Let's visualize this. We'll chant Om once, long Om, and then try to focus the mind, scattered mind. Make it one-pointed on that visualized form. You can chant at your end. Om. Now, no instructions. Let's quietly meditate for some time. Let us conclude. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Now slowly open the eyes. This is the end of our meditation session.
Thanks, Maharaj. If you have any questions, you can put one question. How does one person slowly shift towards vairagya? How one attains vairagya?
Vairagya comes from Viveka. Viveka is a specialized kind of thinking. It is not just thinking. It is also a fact that along with Viveka, you need holy company. In Ramcharitmanas, there is a verse which is very well known. Binu sat sanga vivek na hoi, Ram kripa binu sulabhana soi. So without Ram kripa, you can't experience satsanga. So satsanga means thinking of holy thoughts, or somebody who is holy, you are with him. You examine his attitude, you are impressed with his approach to life. And Vairagya generally is a state of mind which comes by seeing the reality of, let's say, worldly experiences. So you begin to see their temporariness. So Vairagya comes through that. And once through that, you begin to see its temporariness. You try to remember that. It's not just you, like people go for Shamshana, somebody has passed away, they have taken the dead body and they've gone for the cremation. So he says, Arey, Jeevan kitna anitya hai, aise hi hai. And very next moment, oh, after this, I have to go for the share market, I have to buy bread, I have to do that. No. That's called Shamshana Vairagya. It's only temporary, 2 minutes. So how do you sustain our Vairagya? It comes only when you have a deep thinking, reading. And according to Sri Ramakrishna, Vairagya comes only when our inner desires are all fulfilled. Suppose somebody wanted to become a king, which means wanted to enjoy power, wanted to enjoy what a king enjoys. And then at the end of it, he will become satiated. Then Vairagya comes. That is also a fact. But if you go by that method, at first I will fulfill all my desires and then I will have Vairagya, it's not very safe. You have to enjoy them in such a way that you are not caught by them. So that's one thing. So an inner importance that we have given to these things, that inner importance has to go. It's called Mahatva Buddhi. Once the Mahatva Buddhi goes, then, so Vairagya is different from depression. In depression, it is because I am not getting something which gives me happiness, so I am depressed. Vairagya is not that. So another thing which Ramakrishna says about Vairagya is that Vairagya should be followed by Anuraga. Anuraga means thinking of a divine goal or a divine being, love for God. Unless we have these together, Vairagya may become into a negative thinking. So it's not negative thinking. It is seeing things as they are. Viveka Chudamani speaks of that. If you go to the Viveka Chudamani book by Shankaracharya, you see that. So it's not that, in some people it may happen overnight. Because it's just like you are digging into the garden and suddenly you come across a old pipe which was having water and water gushes forth. But in most cases, it is not that way. Most cases, though it can happen also. Most cases, it is go on digging, go on digging. Suvarna aghatavata. Suvarna means Suvarna car. Suvarna car will be their goldsmith. So he will be slowly moving on this piece of gold and creating a thing out of it. Same way Vairagya happens. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it comes that once we are done with the things of the world, we have examined what happiness can come from them. Then a state comes when we seek the eternal That's called state of Vairagya.